All right, hello and welcome back. I hope you're having a great Friday. I hope the sound is all right. Let me see. It should be good, yeah. And today I'm going to be answering questions because it's questionnaire Saturday. I got the max amount of questions possible to answer requested for today. I only answer questions from 2 or max 3 people. Today I can answer 3. Sometimes I can only do 2. It depends on how long or how much of an answer it requires. These are not too intricate, so we should be fine. I mean, it will be fine, don't worry. I just don't want the videos to become excruciatingly long. That's the thing, because I used to answer like 6 and the videos would be 45 minutes. Anyways, let's get to the first question. Well, looking at your videos, I'm struggling to understand when to move my sell loss and how much. I also don't understand exactly what you mean when you say points. Are those pips? 50 points are 50 pips from Russia. Okay, so that's a pretty clean question. Pretty easy to answer. Let's find an example here. Let's pull that up. And let's get in a hypothetical pair. So this one was not entered here. So this is a hypothetical pair. This is actually, I don't know if someone entered this. This was entered on the 8 hour, I believe. Yes, it was. I did not enter this. I specified that in the video, but that's besides the whole point. So no. Let me just say that first, because you ask, are 50 points 50 pips? No. Pips is my own terminology. I'm going to make a little cheat sheet for you. For everyone, actually. Not just for you. Like this one here. For the terminology I'm using. When I say points, I'm talking about percentage points. So if I say you should move that 50 points, that means from a full loss, I know who you are, and you're asking. You said you watched more than 50 videos, probably like 60 now. So from a full loss, you should be going to 0.5%. That's 50 points. If you move it 25 points, you should go from 1% to 0.75%. That's simple. That's how I use the terminology points. I don't know how other traders use it. I don't give a fuck how they use it. That's how it's done, all right? Very simple. It's just percentage. Just think of it as percentage. Just like a central bank says, we'll lower the interest rate by 50 basis points. That means 0.5%. I'm using the same terminology, same type of terminology. I just call them points. Get them down 50 points. If I meant pips, I would have said pips. Keep that in mind too. I talk about pips sometimes, but not as often as on a lot of other currency traders. So when it comes to when to move sell loss, that is more a subjective answer. It depends on what type of pair, what type of spread you're on, and what type of trade. The most important factor is, of course, what type of trade. When you're in a breakout like this one went to shit. I hit sell loss on this one. I got fucked. When it comes to breakouts, you should be watching them. And when you're up 0.5%, you should already be moving your sell loss. How aggressively you move it is something you're going to have to learn and adapt yourself. But when it is, here's a rule of thumb. I'll give you a simple rule of thumb to follow. When it's at 1%, you should be at break even on or that's like the minimum cap for a breakout. When it's at 1%, when it's halfway there, I'll tell you why as well. So you don't just remember it, so you understand it. When it's up a percentage point, mine didn't go up a percentage point. When it's up a percentage point, halfway, right? On a full win like this one, 2%, without any extension. If it goes back down, that's now no longer a valid setup. Therefore, you should at least be at break even. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, I don't blame you. When I say break even myself, I always do 0.1%. So I make a little bit. Because you might get a little bit of slippage, and if you go at exactly 0%, you might lose a little bit. That's just a habit of mine. You don't have to follow that. It doesn't fucking matter, okay? And with this now fucking talked about this trade, going to shit. Me taking the L for it. I'm down. I was up 8.5%. Now I'm down to -6, so 7.9% for the month. So we don't need this here anymore. It's been explained. I hope that makes sense. If not, go ahead, hop in the Discord and ask me. I know you're not a lot on Discord, but you have an account. You can come in. You can ask me. And yeah, of course, for classic reversals, say you answered, let's say there's a classic reversal here, you entered here, let's say this candle doesn't exist. Let's make a hypothetical. When it moves down, you can be a lot less aggressive with classic reversals. This, mind you, this is not a valid setup. This is a piece of shit right here. Fuck this trade. So let's say you enter this. Don't enter this, but let's say you did. When you're down a percentage point, when you're up a percentage point, that's generally when it's halfway there, that's generally when I start moving my sellers. You can be more aggressive as well, depending on how fast it's moving, how it is moving. If it starts to range up, if it starts ranging inside of your TP, you should be at break even. That's a hard, fast rule to always hold. So if you hop down on the 8 hour and look at it like this, oh, it started ranging. You should be at break even. Got it? Hopefully that makes sense. If not, bro, just hop in. I'll help you. When placing a limit order or a stop order, they're kind of different. So okay, I'll answer both. Don't worry. When placing a limit order or a stop order, do you need to set an expiration time for it? Oh, I can't read that. If so, when? I need to move this laptop. I'm sorry, it's too far away. If so, then how long should it be? I'm talking about yesterday's gold trade. So I have absolutely no idea what yesterday's gold trade was. But luckily, for some fucking reason, I remember every trade I've taken, probably the last month. I remember what my entry was, my TP, my sell loss, so I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. You're talking about the one-day trade, aren't you? This one. Tell me in the Discord if I was wrong or not. You were talking about this one. There was a stop order on this one, and it never triggered. That was a one-day candle. It was looking really great. It was on a 2R. It looked exactly like this. That's the one you're asking about. I don't know why I remember things like this when it comes to statistics, numbers, I just do. Don't know why I don't give a shit either. Yes, is my answer. You should have an expiration date. And you should understand the difference between a limit order and a stop order. You stop orders on these. So you just get stopped in. Your stop order should be at the end of the candle. So if it doesn't go down, when this new candle opens up, there's no reason to keep it open. Because if you would have had let's just say you had no fucking limit on it, you would have been triggered in right now, right? Do you want to be that? Triggered in now? This is not a valid setup. This is a piece of shit, right? So just look at the chart, bro. When is the setup invalidated? Well, it gets invalidated here. So your stop order should end here. If it doesn't hit within the next candle, preferably on the 12-hour, and you should be checking this as well, then you should have a stop order in for that, okay? I hope that makes sense. If not, I know you're active in the Discord. You can always ask. No problem. Was there anything more to it? But yeah, expiration date. You need that. You need those. And how long should it be? Yeah, exactly like I explained. This is the 1-day trade you were talking about. I'm 99% sure it shouldn't be longer than a day. If it's on a 12-hour, it shouldn't be longer than 12 hours. That's a pretty simple rule to keep, but you got to gauge it yourself, okay? And if you want to ask how am I going to gauge it myself, that becomes another question. We can talk about that as well. But it isn't in the question, so you might know. I don't know what you know. I know you're profitable. I had you on my fucking channel, so I think you know. Anyways, could you explain terminology a little? Yes, I can explain terminology a little. I can do more than that, actually. I'm going to create a cheat sheet, a little graphic. I'm going to use that fucking chat GPT. I'm going to say, listen, motherfucker, make a fucking nice little chart like this. A beginner cheat sheet for terminology. Because I do understand when you're a beginner, it is a bit difficult to follow when I'm saying, oh, on this BO, move it to BE, right? Almost said break even. BE is break even, okay? BO, break out. These types of terminologies are all something. Break out. You won't have to study it, or you can as well, because I'm going to make a cheat sheet for it. And I'll also talk a lot about, for example, going WT. That means you're with trend. When you're with, and these carry value. WT is a 2.0 R entry, right? And now you might get confused by the terminology R. R is an abbreviation for RR. And RR is an abbreviation for risk, reward. I just say R because I'm so used to it. Yeah, 2R. So what the fuck is that? R is how much you're losing versus how much you're winning. So let's make it really fucking simple. If you on your account, your average R is 2, right? R2. Whatever. R2. You win twice as much as you lose. That simple. Boom, boom. I hope that is very simple. With trend, we also do CT. Your counter trending, right? That's the 1.5 R on entry. What I mean when I say on entry is that it's always open for a TP extension. What is TP? That's your take profit. You always use that. What is the TP extension? TP extension. What is that? Moving your TP to a higher potential profit. You do that if the trade is going really well. You're at BE and you see that it might be going down more. The momentum is nice, all that. I'm going to make a little sheet for all of this. I also often say, for example, CR. So a CR is just a classic reversal. So the terminology when you're beginning out can be a little bit confusing. It's just lingo that you're used to. If I'm saying that's not a BO, that's a classic CR. Just get it to BE right now, bro. Right? That just means that this not a breakout trade. It's a classic reversal. Get your sell loss to 0%. Okay? I'm gonna see what more I can add in here. I'm gonna make that sheet for you so you can memorize all of it. And I really hope that answers your question. B is like the most important one, bro. I use that all the time. VT, see, counter trend. see. I can't think of anything off the top of my fucking head. Yeah, okay, fucking, I always say SPY. Of course, SPY on every fucking video. I was gonna say, let's look at SPY. That's just me talking about the S&P 500. Motherfucker. Let me think of anything else. I can't think of anything on the top of my head. But if you notice anything that I haven't mentioned in this video, I'll make a graph out of this. If you, I'll just fucking delete it and make another one. If there's anything I talk about that hasn't been mentioned here, no, I can't think of anything. Yeah, I hope that covers all of it. I know you are also in the Discord, so if you still have some questions, just feel free to ask me. You know I always fucking answer, so you'll be good there. And that's it, guys. I've got your questions answered, hopefully how you wanted it. I hope it was understandable. If anything is missing, I'll try to elaborate more. Beyond that, that is all I've got for now, boys. Yeah, it's all boys. There's no boys and girls. This is boys in my Discord. It's my boys. All right. So, straight on Diddy mode. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. So, if you got any questions, if you're new, if you're watching this, you're like, what the fuck is going on? You can ask a question in the comments. I always answer comments. You can hop in the Discord. Anyone can hop in the Discord. Ask questions. Just hang out. Have a look. See what's going on. It'll be linked in the description. And it will be the only thing linked in the description. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. And I will see you tomorrow on Sunday. Because if you've been watching the videos, we really need a fucking SR redraw. Shit was annoying last time. If I wouldn't have been making videos, I would have redrawn on the spot. But because I'm making videos, I gotta skip that part, or the videos become too long. Yeah, full transparency here. Thank you for watching. And what? Yeah, I was wondering if there was anything more. And I'll end it right here. Bye bye.